Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm Gamesplaining Teotihuacan, City of Gods. As I've mentioned in many of the videos before, and I will very likely mention in videos to come, I am not 100% sure how to pronounce the title of this game. Teotihuacan feels like the right pronunciation. I've heard a number of different pronunciations. If you have the correct pronunciation of this word, please comment below with a way to tell me how to say the word. For the moment, I will be calling it Teotihuacan. If I got that wrong, I apologize. Now, Teotihuacan is by the makers of Tzolk'in. They both have similar ideas, that there is a temple area, so 3 different temples, and throughout the game you'll be moving up each of the 3 for various reasons, usually whenever you find the icon, and by you moving up you will gain extra stuff. That's where the similarities of the games finish. The whole idea is that this is a rondel game. This is a place your guy, okay, I will move it 1 to 3 spaces clockwise. And that's really the game. Each of your guys is a die. The dice are not rolled, however. The dice just are there to show the age of the guy. So if he starts on a 1, he moves. Whenever you have the symbol to up a die, you will turn one of your dice that is on that particular spot up one number. So if I've just moved a number 1 to a spot, but there's also a number 4 there, I have the choice of turning my 1 to a 2 or my 4 to a 5. It's your choice. Whenever, however, you turn one of your dice from a 5 to a 6, it does a thing called ascend. So it kind of goes back to the temple as a number 1, and you get a bonus for that happening. That's a really cool aspect to the game. It's something I haven't actually really come across in previous games, where the pieces that you're moving are dice, and that whole idea of once I get to the top, I'm going to turn it back to the bottom, but I get some bonuses for doing that. What it means is that if you're starting on a 1, you've got a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. As soon as you move that 5th movement, that 5th thing that you can do on the board, you're losing the die. So if you want to do the things that are just on the left-hand side of that temple, you're going to have to move that die fairly quickly to get there. Now, having more than one die on a spot will usually enable you to do something more. The spots where you get goods in, you get more goods in for having more of your guys on that spot. The spots where you're able to build up the temple or the pyramid in the middle, for having more guys on that spot, you're able to do more times of that building. Things like that. They're really cool ideas and really, really great to kind of do. The negative I found in this game, and I've mentioned it before, is that this rulebook is hectic. It took me a few times to get through it. It's just to kind of get your head around the whole game is really not that straightforward. To explain the game is a little bit easier if you know what you're doing, because some of the spaces that you go to are actually quite straightforward, and they do the same thing but with different product. Those ones are really easy to do. The explanation of each of these other things, once you get your head around it, it's not too bad, but actually getting your head around it is not that easy. And I've found that with a number of the games that I've been playing. Now, having said that, I don't dislike that this is a slightly heavier game than I really want it to be, but that's okay. It's just getting to the point where you understand the game is not necessarily the easiest thing. I've found that I've had to have the rulebook sitting right next to me every time I've played this game so far, simply to look up 1 or 2 of the squares, what happens on them in terms of how many points you're getting in. I'm sure that the answer is actually on the board in front of me, but I haven't quite been able to see exactly where it is. So just to make sure that I'm doing all the right stuff, I've got that next to me to kind of run me through everything. And I so want this to be a game where I can put the rulebook away and just play now. It's not quite that. Look, I don't know how to fix it. And there might be a matter of just an icon on the board. There may actually already be an icon on the board that I'm not seeing. There's just a lot going on, and kind of getting your head around that and getting an understanding of that is really important. to getting the game right. Look, I will leave that there. I think that it's worth going on and actually watching the Gamesplay and the Gamesplanation to get an idea of how the game plays, what you're looking out for, things that are going to be a bit right with disaster. Like, even with the rulebook next to me, I still enjoyed playing the game. I don't dislike this game. I think it's a good game. I think it's a worthwhile game for everyone to have a look into. But know that you will very likely have to have that rulebook next to you for a while till you kind of really get onto playing and how to play things. Okay, look, go ahead, watch my gameplay by Gamesplanation. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be gamesplaned, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games that I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.